If you muted yourself in your last team meeting just so you could sigh loudly, then this video is for you. Look, I'm going to share 3 warning signs that you're ready for a career change. And the third one is going to hit differently because most people ignore it for years. But first, let me ask you something. How many Sunday nights have you spent with a pit in your stomach, dreading Monday morning? I can hear some of you going, yeah, that's me. If it's more than you can count, then you are not alone. I've helped over 200 people navigate career transitions, and they all started with the same 3 signs that I'm going to share with you today. Here's what most career advice gets wrong. You're told to follow your passion or wait for the perfect moment. That's not how real change or life actually happens. Real transitions start with recognizing specific patterns that once you see them, you can't unsee. So firstly, let me tell you about Sarah. This is a real life story. High-performing marketing manager, 6-figure salary, great office overlooking London. Couldn't want more. On LinkedIn, she looked like she'd had it all figured out. But here's what the LinkedIn profile didn't show you. Was the anxiety and panic attacks that she had in the toilet cubicles. She'd also applied for 47 jobs in the last 6 months. Hadn't got very far because she really wasn't committed. Because she was making the classic knee-jerk reaction of, I've got to get out of here, apply to everything. She was stuck in what I would call career quicksand. Too scared to stay, but also too scared to leave. The breakthrough for her came when she stopped asking, what's my passion? And she started to ask herself, what's the cost? And the answer to this was brutal because what it was costing was her happiness, her family, her relationships, and the several years of life that she'd embedded into this firm that she'd lost and she was not going to get back. Once she saw these real costs, it became a lot easier and actually everything changed. Within 8 months, she transitioned into a new role. She got herself 20% pay rise. But most importantly, the key difference was that it was a new challenge and she was energized. She had new energy from getting herself out of the position that she had hated into something new. And this is the real cost of being in a position that you don't like. It's your life and you spend more time in work than you do at home. So you need to make sure that you really do get the value out of what you are doing. You feel purposeful and you add something to your own life. And it started for Sarah by simply recognizing these 3 signs. The first sign was that the Sunday scaries had become Sunday terror. Now everyone gets a little bit edgy on a Sunday, knowing that they've got to go to work on a Monday. You might enjoy work, but that transition from family life and doing stuff that you like doing in your own time to doing the week, that change is something that no one really likes because humans don't really like change. We like consistency. But when it becomes a dread, that is a problem. And if you're actually lying awake on a Sunday night with physical symptoms, nausea, tight chest, irrational racing thoughts in the middle of the night, even half of that is pretty bad. What this means is your body is actually screaming at you. This is not a normal situation that you should be in. And it's certainly not normal work stress. This is your nervous system telling you that there's something serious and fundamentally wrong. Second sign is that you've become a different person at work. Everyone is different at work than they are at home, but when there's a gap widening between what you're like at home and what you used to be like at work, and there's a massive gap, if you're hiding your real thoughts or dimming your personality, or if you feel like you're wearing a mask for the 40+ hours a week that you're there, then that's not sustainable. And you're actually living a double life. And the third sign, and very important one, is quite positive. It's actually very positive. You realize that you are competent, but you're just not growing in what you're doing right now. And this is a sign that most people ignore because it just feels fine. Other people feel like you do. It's quite normal to feel like this. You've kidded yourself. You're doing an okay job, you're okay paid, and you're okay, and everything's just fine. This is delusional because you deserve better, even though you can do your job with your eyes closed and your boss is fine and everything's just fine. Fine. This is the sign that most people ignore because it's fine. You know other people that feel the same as you. You accept that that's what work is like. You can do your job with your eyes closed. You don't have to think about too much. You get good reviews, good appraisals. You get the occasional pay rise. But the main thing is you haven't felt excited or embedded in a project or a task or part of your role for an awful long time. It could be weeks, could be months, could be years. It could be since you started there. You're coasting, and coasting is career death in slow motion. So if you're nodding yes to 2 or 3 of these things, here's what to do. Don't quit tomorrow. Instead, try the 10% experiment. Dedicate just 10% of your time to exploring what's next. So this week, spend 1 hour researching 3 companies or 3 roles that you find exciting. So these aren't the typical roles that you think you should go into. These aren't positions that you think you should want. These are the ones that create curiosity, have a little bit of dynamism in them. They're slightly different. Next week, reach out to one person that is doing work that intrigues you. Get a conversation going with them. This is not to get a job, but this is to understand more about their pathway. It will help you. And week 3, take one small skill building action. Maybe this is a side project. Maybe this is a new work skill. Maybe this is a course. Anything that moves the needle and moves you forward to your new destination. The goal isn't to have it all figured out immediately. It's to start the ball rolling on an assessment of where you are and where you're going to go to. A strategy, plan, and to get one step in front of the other initially to just start to break the mold of where you are today. Look, you're not broken if you're feeling this way. You're just outgrown where you are today. And that is a good sign. And that's a positive thing because it shows that you've got more in you. Otherwise, you'd be happily just treading along the same mundane monotony for the rest of your life. So the question isn't whether you should change career. It's whether you should be taking control of that change or let that happen to you. If this resonated and brought up any questions, then hit subscribe, leave a comment, leave your questions in the comments and like the video. I'm interested and I will be leaving extra strategies, case studies and examples of other people that have gone through this as we go on. No fluffy inspiration, but real life stories with some grit and actual tactics, strategies where you can help yourself. The only thing that's worse than being in the wrong career is staying in it because you were too scared to take the next step forward. And the final thing is the outcome of that is for yourself because you will feel better and you will do better things for other people and they will feel better. It is a complete win-win solution. If you found this useful, I'm pleased. Thank you very much and look forward to you again in the near future.